So in this video I will tell you everything about Blender, what you need to know if you are a beginner. When you open your Blender for the first time, it will look something like this. I'm using 5.0 version right now, and it depends when you download Blender because Blender is getting kind of constant updates. The version can be different, so don't worry about that. You can just go to the Blender website and you can download any version. So this is the Blender website. You can see right now this is 5.1, so they just released 5.1 version, but I'm using 5.0. There are some new features that is added to the 5.1, but you don't have to be worried about that because you are a beginner and you won't be able to use all those features. So first of all, you have to download Blender from this link. Just click on download and it will download a Windows installer folder. And if you have something like Linux or Mac or something like this, you can just go and click on this and you can download anything for Mac and for Linux also. I will leave this thing like this, and when you open your Blender for the first time, it will look something like this. So in order to navigate in Blender, you have to press your middle mouse and you have to hold it and you can move it like this. And if you click on the object, you will see this type of orange looking stuff. And this is very important because whenever you select anything, so for example, if I'm selecting this camera, so it will turn orange like this. If I'm selecting this cube, it will turn orange. Anything, whatever you select, it will turn orange. First, I will show you what is the interface of Blender. So this is basically the 3D viewport, and you will add all kind of stuff here. So if I just select everything like this, and if I delete, then if I press Shift A, you will see we have a lot of options. You just have to focus on mesh, and in this one you will get all the options like sphere, and then cube, then we have torus, and then we have monkey, and all those different type of things. So like this you can add this many any kind of objects. So now you will think about like where is the helicopter option, how we can add helicopters, how we can add humans or anything like that. You cannot directly kind of add humans or helicopter or any 3D models. There is two options. Either you have to model it by yourself, and that took a lot of time, so avoid that. Second, use 3D websites like Sketchfab, and we have all those CG Trade, but you don't have to be worried about those things right now. We will just focus on the interface, and then I will later show you how to import the models and everything. I will just remove everything. In this area, in the right side, you can see this is the collection. So whatever you add in your Blender viewport, it will add everything there. So just I'm just adding few objects like this. You can see it is all adding everything there. So it's kind of a view thing, and it will show you everything whatever you have in your 3D viewport in this area. Then in this area we have all the parameters of the mesh. So this mesh has some sort of location, XYZ directions, that you can change it from there also. And this is kind of a handy thing. You can rotate it, you can do anything, you can scale this thing up, down, and like this. There is a shortcut also. If you press select and then S on your keyboard, it will scale, and if you press R, it will rotate, and if you press G, it will move. So these are the shortcuts of Blender that you need to know. We have some few options there. The one thing you will notice that as soon I remove the meshes, the options become lesser. There are so many things that will be related to your mesh. So whenever I add a mesh there, it will unlock all the parameters and everything there. So you can add modifiers in the modifier section. There is some particle system things, and you don't have to be worried about these things. So basically this is the properties panel. So if you click on this one, render, you will have all your render settings. And if you don't know what is rendering basically means you are making your 3D scene or converting your 3D scene into an image so that you can use it on editing software, or you can post online on Instagram or any platform. And you can also render MP4 files so that you can post on YouTube. Everything is there. I'm not gonna go too much detail into this thing. This is a beginner friendly layout video, so we will leave that thing for later. So I already told you the layout sections. In the top one you will see all the modeling, sculpting, UVs, texturing, shading, animation, rendering, and everything. Basically you don't have to be worried about all those things. Most of the time you will be in the layout section, and if you want to add this shading tab in your layout section, you can just grab this and you can hold it like this. Then you can click on this button and you can just add your shader editor. So you can access this shading tab in your layout section like this. And if you click like this again, it will snap again. So it's pretty simple. There's no such complicated things right now. And in the left side, you will see some sort of tools there. So basically they are the rotation tools and all those things that I already told you. You just have to remember the shortcut. Rotation is for R is for rotation, scale is for scale, the shortcut is S, and the movement is not M, it's G. So the movement is G, scale S, and R for rotate. So you have to just remember this thing. Just write anywhere in a paper or anything, anywhere, and then you can just learn that. Now I will show you how to render your shot, like how to make this cube as an image. In order to make it into an image, you have to add the camera first. So just press Shift A and you will see a camera option there. Create camera and you will see a camera there. This is the camera. If you just press G and you move back like this, you will see your camera. So if you press 0 on your keyboard, it will snap into this viewport. And then if you press N and if you go to your view section, you will not gonna see all those things. It will be, I think, 2 or 3 options. So you just have to go to the view option, click on camera to view. Now you can press N again, and now you can move your camera like in the viewport, like this. So you just have to set your camera like this, and if you click on this button, it will show you the render viewport. Right now you cannot see anything because we don't have any light, so just go to this option. Let me see. Yeah, you just have to go to this world option, world property, go to color option, then you will get an environment texture, but for now I will just use a sky texture. So it will create this type of dynamic sky. You will get an error that sun disk is not available in Eevee. So we have 2 render engines in Blender. So if you go to the render, Eevee, and there is another called cycle. The workbench is not kind of useful that much, not for beginner kids, but you just have to use cycles or Eevee. So now you can see something like this, and you have to make this thing GPU. And if you're not getting the GPU option there, make sure that you have a graphic card first of all. And if you have a graphic card and still you're not getting that option, just go to the edit section, preference, then you have to go to the systems. It will be by default at none, and you can see it is kind of grayed out. You just have to select optics if you have a NVIDIA graphic card, and if you have a AMD one, then you can just choose any of them, HIP or OpenAI. Sorry, oh, not OpenAI, one ABI. So right now I'm just choosing optics because I have a RTX 3050. And make sure that you just enable one thing, do not enable your CPU because it will slow down your render thing. And then you just have to click on this button and then save preference. And that's it. This is your viewport render, and you will notice one thing, that the lines are kind of very jaggy in the sphere. So you can just select the sphere like this, right click, and then you just have to press shade smooth, so it will remove all those lines. So I'll just move my camera again, and you have to make sure that whatever you're watching in this square, this is your camera view, it will only render this portion, it will not gonna render anything. So in order to view this thing properly, you just have to go and select your camera in this area also, and then just go to the viewport display and increase this thing. So now you can see it will just render this area. Anything that is outside your camera view, it will not gonna render it. And in order to add the material in your sphere, for example, I want to make it green, you have to just select it, then go to this material section. You will get a material section there. You have to create new, and you will get a base color option. You just have to make it yellow, green, or whatever you want to make it. You can make it like this. You create your first scene in Blender, and now I will show you how to render this thing. Basically, you just have to go back to your this viewport shading mode. You don't have to go back, but it is kind of ideal thing to go back to the viewport and then render, because it will save your computer resources. And then in your keyboard, you have to just press F12. So you can see this is rendering out my image, and this is my sphere. You will see in the upper corner there is it is rendering right now, and it will take a lot of time by default. So in order to optimize your render, because right now it's not done, and the reason why, because we have 4096 samples, we have to reduce this number to something 64 124 so that we can render our image faster. So if I just cancel this, and if I just go to my render property, you will get this 4096 option, make this thing 64, and we are done. Then you can just go to this button also, you don't have to press F12, render and render image, and now it will be so much faster. So this is only 64 samples, and it will render faster. So yeah, the render is done, and you can see the image. And in order to export this, just click on image, save as, and then you have to just select the PNG and save your image there. So yeah, that's the beginner friendly guide of Blender, how to use Blender and how to do your first render with Blender. And I hope this will help you, and thank you for watching.